Meeting of the Lake County Board of Commissioners, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear God, please bless our meeting today. Make our discussions be fruitful, our decisions wise, and our community strong. Amen. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Plechnik,
Present.
Commissioner Beveridge,
Here.
Commissioner Regovich.
Here. This brings us to our public portion. Anybody wishing to address the board on agenda items only, please raise your hand. You have 3 minutes after stating your name and address for the record. Public portion is open. Anybody? None being seen, I will close public portion. Madam Clerk, please proceed with resolutions.
And special resolutions. Resolution proclaiming World Elder Abuse Awareness Day in Lake County, Ohio on June 15, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
And discussion.
Mr. President,
Yes.
I can't think of a more important day to highlight a more important issue in a community that's dedicated to our seniors. We like to think that elder abuse doesn't happen in our community, but we know for a fact that it does. And what makes these crimes so insidious is more often than not, the victims don't even realize they're being victimized. They think that the person taking advantage of them loves them, cares about them. They may view them as a significant other. They may be a child. They may be a favored neighbor or friend in their minds, when in reality, everything they have is being stolen from them, including their dignity. And given that reality, it takes a good Samaritan, it takes a good neighbor, it takes a third party to recognize that mistreatment, that abuse, to call it out and to stop it. And there's nothing more uncomfortable than calling someone out. There's nothing more uncomfortable than asking, is this person really a friend or are they an abuser? But if you don't take that action as a good neighbor, there is no one else. And so I just want to emphasize, if you see something, say something. There is an opportunity to make anonymous calls into Lake County Job and Family Services. We do have a 24/7 hotline, and you literally might be the difference. You might save a life, you might save a family's inheritance. I've had too many residents come to me over the years and talk about horror stories about how someone has stolen their entire family's home and estate and cars and vehicles and left the children and the family bereft in their worst moment. I've heard too many horror stories like that. And these things happen because no one spoke up. So I really want to emphasize the reason that we recognize World Elder Abuse Day is not just to say, oh, here's another holiday. It is a time to highlight what we can do for our neighbors. If you see someone who is in need, it's time to call. It's time to, at the very least, call and report. And I want to thank everyone at Job and Family Services for being dedicated 24 hours a day to this cause, because we are saving lives, we're saving the inheritances of families, and we're protecting really the bonds that keep society together. There are few crimes that are more evil than elder abuse, and there's only one way to fight it, and that's by reporting your concern and letting the experts at Job and Family Services go forward. So thank you, Suzanne.
I totally agree. I think Elder Abuse Awareness Day is very important because of how things change so fast with AI and all the things that we see today. And as our seniors try to use technology more, how they can get in trouble, or how we don't have the sense of community we used to have. As a kid, I can remember if my dad had the hood up on the car, every guy in the neighborhood was over. That doesn't happen anymore. First of all, you can't work on the cars. But it's just so important because of the level to which people go to try and take advantage of elderly is astonishing. And the way we have to try and keep up, or right way that GFS and associated partners do that is, you know, they're constantly learning what's happening next. So my hat's off to you and keeping up with this. And I think it's such an important time to keep this at people's forefront. So, Commissioner, anything to add?
Not for that.
Suzanne.
Thank you, Commissioners. I appreciate the insight that you shared today. I think you're 100% accurate. Elder abuse, neglect, and exploitation does happen here in Lake County. We are very fortunate to have the support of the Commissioner's Office at Job and Family Services and a dedicated team of social workers who specialize in investigating adult abuse, neglect, and exploitation. We have several of our community partners here today, which I'm very grateful that individuals have come forward to support this resolution. And I thank you for considering the resolution today. I also have the supervisor of our Adult Protective Services division here today and our assistant administrator who oversees the program. If there's an opportunity for our assistant administrator to speak, I'd love to invite her up.
Absolutely.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And thank you for taking the time to consider this important resolution recognizing World Elder Abuse Awareness Day. This is an issue that touches many lives, often quietly and invisibly. Every year in Ohio, there are 36,000 reports of abuse, neglect, or exploitation involving vulnerable adults age 60 and older. In 2024, Lake County Adult Protective Services received more than 870 calls concerning the maltreatment of older adults. And yet research shows that for every case reported, many more go unnoticed and unspoken. According to the National Center on Elder Abuse, approximately 1 in 10 older Americans has experienced some form of abuse. And globally, the World Health Organization estimates that 1 in 6 people over 60 are affected by maltreatment. These numbers are staggering, but they're more than statistics. Behind each one is a person, a grandparent, a friend, someone who's contributed a lifetime to their families and communities and who deserves to age with dignity and respect. World Elder Abuse Awareness Day was established in 2006 by the International Network for the Prevention of Elder Abuse and the World Health Organization. Each year on June 15th, communities around the world come together to shine a light on this too often hidden issue and commit to standing up for older adults. On Thursday, June 12th, Adult Protective Services, in partnership with Lifeline, the Board of Commissioners, and the Association of Specialists in Aging, will host the 4th annual World Elder Abuse Awareness Day Walk in Lake County. The walk begins at 11:45 a.m. at Job and Family Services and ends here at the Administration Center with a brief presentation. All are welcome, and participants are encouraged to wear purple, the color designated for elder abuse awareness. This isn't just about an annual event, it's really about a shared responsibility to speak up when we see harm, to check in on our elderly neighbors, and to make sure no one spends their later years feeling alone, afraid, or unheard. Elder abuse is not just a private matter, it's a community issue. And as a community, we have the power and the duty to be a voice for those who may not be able to speak for themselves. We encourage anyone with concerns that a vulnerable adult age 60 or over in Lake County is being abused, neglected, or exploited to contact our 24-hour hotline at 440-350-4000 and press option 1. And as you said, Commissioner, those calls can be anonymous. Thank you for standing with us to protect the older adults of Lake County.
Thank you. Anybody else? Tyler?
Nothing to add.
Okay. Okay. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Beveridge.
Aye.
Commissioner Ragovich.
Yes. And then if you all come up, and we'd like to give you a proclamation.
I did. Somebody brought one over and I was like, ooh, I
Madam Clerk, continue with our resolutions.
In the engineer's office, resolution to advertise for requests for letters of interest for professional services for the LAK Bridge Load Ratings Project PID number 122371 in various locations in Lake County. Letters of interest due June 27, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Plechnik,
Yes.
Commissioner Beveridge,
Aye.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
Resolution awarding a bid contract to Carmoose Lime Incorporated for the roadway materials 2025 limestone contract as required by the Lake County engineer in the amount of $232,087.50.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Plechnik,
Yes.
Commissioner Beveridge,
Aye.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
And the Utilities Department, resolution authorizing the preparation of plans, specifications, estimates of cost, and tentative assessments for the North Ridge Sanitary Extension Project, Madison Township, and authorizing related matters.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Plechnik,
Yes.
Commissioner Beveridge,
Aye.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
Resolution certifying an unpaid water sewer sum and administrative charge to the Lake County Auditor.
So moved.
Second.
Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Beveridge.
Aye.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
In the Commissioner's Office, resolution authorizing execution of Amendment Number 1 to the June 23, 2022 agreement between the Lake County Board of Commissioners and the Lake County Department of Utilities for funds received from the U.S. Department of Treasury under the Coronavirus State and Local Fiscal Recovery Funds, known as the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Beveridge.
Aye.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
In the Finance Department, resolution approving payment of bills as listed on the Commissioner's Approval Journal in the amount of $551,901.75.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Beveridge.
Aye.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes. This brings us to our departmental reports. Utilities.
No report today, Commissioner. Thank you.
Thanks, Randy. Job and Family Services.
Thank you, Commissioner. I just wanted to reiterate what our Assistant Administrator mentioned earlier in her discussion about World Elder Abuse Awareness Day, that we are going to be having a walk next Thursday, June 12th at 11:45 at Job and Family Services. All are welcomed and encouraged to attend and wear purple. Thank you.
Thank you. County Administrator.
No report, Commissioner. Thank you.
Madam Clerk.
Yes, I want to mention that the next Commissioner meeting is going to be held on Tuesday, June 10th of next week. And also we have a second Commissioner meeting on Thursday, June 12th, also at 10 a.m.
Thank you. And our resident party animal.
No reports, Commissioner.
Is there any old business to come before us?
Mr. President,
Yes.
I just want to summarize and thank the county engineer for joining us for our last work session. I thought it was very helpful to have the board and the engineer engage in talking about the projects that need to be completed in the near and midterm future. It is certainly quite a task, as Commissioner Beveridge noted, to come into a new county-wide position, and that's no different for our county engineer. But I want to reiterate what the Board of Commissioners shared in that work session, which is that we're committed to working with the engineer to make sure that the lights are on in Route 2, that repairs are done in a timely fashion to Route 2 and the entries and exits where there are some damage across the county from car accidents, and that we'll continue to work with the cities, villages, and townships to make sure that all those concerns are addressed. It is very much a priority for us because we recognize that our roadways aren't just the gateway to the county, and in many ways are kind of the welcome mat that rolls out as people visit us. So the appearance and the aesthetic is important, but it's also a safety issue. You know, having a well-maintained thoroughfare that is well lit reduces accidents, saves lives, and so I can't think of a higher priority for the coming year than making sure those concerns are addressed. We repeatedly hear from members of the public, calls and emails asking. I just want to reiterate, we had a very positive work session, and I think that you heard loud and clear from your county commissioners that we're committed to getting the job done.
Any other-
Mr. President,
Yes.
last week Randy gave us an update on the Old Town Kirtland Sewer Project and the final numbers. Jason and I had the privilege of attending their council meeting in Kirtland last night. And I just once again want to say thank you to my fellow commissioners, to Randy and to Jason for their commitment to helping out the residents in Old Town and understanding the uniqueness of this situation and the financial burden that would have been placed on those folks. I got the privilege of getting to speak, but I can tell you that the thank yous, the handshakes, and the sincere gratitude expressed by the city council, the mayor, and obviously the residents was real, and I just wanted to relay that and once again say thank you to all involved for stepping up and understanding the importance of why we needed to help those folks out. So, thanks.
Yeah, I'd like to echo that, Randy. Good job from your department. Getting that number to a manageable thing was, I know it was a task, but I think when we budget here and when we do those kind of things, we do it conservatively. So when it comes in lower, I'm not surprised you have a history of that. So I thank you for that. So, any new business? There's no new business. Okay, I will entertain a motion to adjourn to executive session for personnel, collective bargaining, with no business to be conducted after.
So moved.
Second.
Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Beveridge.
Aye.
Commissioner Ragovich.
Aye.